My name is Isif. I'm in information security and I'm a mortgage agent. Men's mental health to me is just a subset of mental health in general, resources targeted specifically towards men and their needs. My experience with mental health in my day-to-day life has been quite involved. I have depression. I've been working through that very recently, making good progress. I was off work for a number of months because of it. So I have learned a lot of strategies. I've learned causes and how to deal with things that are going on in my life. I do think that men's mental health gets enough attention. We've seen a lot of uptick in that lately, and there's been a lot more acceptance by both society, but then also individuals for men's mental health specifically. Generally think that society reacts positively to men showing vulnerability. That hasn't historically been the case, but in the last few years, I think it's really gained acceptance. Reasons why vulnerability wouldn't be shown, history and being kind of required or thought to always have to be manly, kind of in quotes. I haven't been told to man up, at least not that I can remember. I've felt my own pressure to kind of act like a man, as it were, which is fairly common, and that's just historically how men have been thought that they needed to behave. My generation treats men's mental health the way it should be treated. I can think of a number of friends who openly talk about their struggles with mental health, going to therapy, being off work and doing the things that will improve their mental health, both for themselves, their family, and their friends. So I'm quite happy about how our generation is dealing with it. I have reached out to medical professionals for help with my mental health. That includes my family doctor, therapist, and it has helped greatly. The ability to access resources from people who genuinely understand the causes, symptoms, and then how to best treat them. There's no substitute for it. The things that help me through my most difficult times with mental health, the people who are in my support system. So that's my girlfriend, my mom, and my brother, and then followed pretty closely by the professionals who've helped me, again, my physician and my therapist. I practice self-care and mental wellness in a few different ways. Interestingly, the term self-care, a lot of people think of it as just doing something for yourself or by yourself. Studies have shown, and history kind of bears this out, that doing self-care either for or with other people is way more effective than doing it by yourself. So an easy example for me is I enjoy baking. One of the things I do is I'll bake a large batch of whatever it is, and then I'll just go and visit friends and I'll hand out the things that I baked. Everybody loves it. It's a huge boost for me knowing that I've done something well. And again, doing things through social are really how you help your own wellness and self-care. Toxic masculinity plays a couple of roles, in my opinion, in preventing men from seeking help. The first is the inability to recognize that they have a problem. So they think that the behaviors that they're exhibiting are correct when they're not. So things like being highly aggressive or trying to suppress emotions. That would be the first part. And then the second part is if you are aware of those traits, then not seeking help because you think you would then not be deemed to be masculine. The only improvement I can think of for how men's mental health is addressed publicly is just providing a list of resources that are available. There are quite a number of them. If I could talk to someone who's silently struggling right now, I would tell them that they're not alone. There are resources either in the community that they can access, or just speaking to friends and family is incredibly powerful to take that first step. There's a few resources I'd recommend. The Canadian Mental Health Association, that's the prime place to start. There's also the Canadian Men's Health Association, which has resources that are geared specifically towards men. One of my favorite podcasts called The Happiness Lab, that discusses basically how to be happy and the fact that the way we think about being happy, and the easiest example is self-care. We tend to do self-care by ourselves. Doing self-care with other people is way more effective. Those are the resources that I would provide, and I would say if you're struggling, reach out to somebody. any one of those will definitely be able to help you.